Sabla Hitsi all day.
Organization, what do you do?
Thank you very much, Louisa. My name is Byron Mwanje. I'm the Senior Manager Justice System Intervention in IGM Uganda. We are a global organization that protects people living in poverty from violence. So we work with the institutions mandated by governments to fight injustice, to ensure law and order, to ensure that the poor are protected. Because we believe that if the justice system protects the poor, then it can protect everybody. So we exist in 31 program offices in 16 countries around the world. And we basically deal with 3 abuses. We deal with slavery and trafficking.
Okay.
We deal with police abuse of power. And we deal with violence against women and children. So the Uganda program deals with violence against women and children. We are located in Kampala for the national office, headquartered at Plot 15 Suna Road in Tinda. Then we have a regional office in Gulu. We have a regional office in Port Porto for the western region. And we have some presence in Karamoja and Tororo. So in doing this work, we ensure that we work with the justice actors to ensure that victims of intimate partner violence or domestic violence and children who are sexually abused, that they are rescued. For example, a girl can be abused by their father or their uncle. A woman can be in a very abusive relationship. So rescuing them from such a situation to a place where they can receive support. And then the second is perpetrator accountability. We ensure that we work with the police to ensure that while the survivor has been rescued, the law works to deter the perpetrator from doing the same thing and stopping others. And then the third is we ensure that victims are relieved so that they are restored. They are restored. That happens through psychosocial support that is given to the survivors through the journey. Some of them end up going for mental attention and receiving a number of counseling sessions and therapy to ensure that they are back in a normal state. Their hope, which was shattered, is restored. For example, a girl who is abused before having sat P7 might think that's the end of the world. But they can be able to hope again and go back to school. There is a girl I know of who came to Kampala as a maid and was abused by the man in the home.
Wow.
A very powerful man who is working with the agencies of government to prevent the course of justice. But when she was in a shelter, she had come as a maid. She comes from a very poor family up country. There was no hope for her, so she came to Kampala to have a fortune. But fortunately, when she went to the shelter, they discovered that she was actually a brilliant girl. She went back to school. She has sat for P7. So that is what restoration is about. And then the other one now is strengthening justice systems. Because as you know, there are many gaps in our systems. Gaps in skills, gaps in resources. You go to a police office, a police station, and they say, yes, we understand someone has been abused, but we don't have a vehicle. Or we have a vehicle, but there is no fuel. But sometimes even paper to record a statement is not available.
Wow.
Or we don't have transport to take the girl for medical examination. So trying to build those gaps, building their capacity on how they should, for example, interview a girl who has been abused. You don't interview a girl when there are other girls. There has to be privacy. So things like that. You have to have, so things like that are what we are doing, building the capacity of the actors to strengthen the justice system through infrastructure, through knowledge and skill, and through bringing best practices of how they can support these survivors not to be re-traumatized. That is what we do. The other important thing that we do also is to help survivors to amplify their voice. Those who have undergone violence are a strong army to speak out against injustice. So they speak out to government actors, they speak out to the local people, encouraging other women not to keep quiet, not to be in silence, but come out and report. So the survivor voice is one of the things we do, keeping women together in groups. They work together, they share their stories, they build resilience, and they're able to fight for other women to also reduce the abuse in the community.
Yeah, because when they speak out, the others, they are aware something's happening to them, they know there is a place I can go, a shelter, and I be secure, and then I have to report in order for me to go well. Otherwise, and do you have like ages or any age
of people that we deal with?
Yeah, that we deal with.
So for women, we do not have any. For women, we do not have any category, as long as you're a woman who has met intimate partner violence, whether it was a cohabitation or a legal marriage. If you're in a relationship and you're a woman, which means above 18, you qualify to be supported for domestic violence. And then if you're a child below 18 and you have been sexually abused, whether boy or a girl, we shall support you to go through the justice system to receive justice and also receive other services from government actors like the social services sector so that you are protected.
Let me ask something that just came into my mind. Maybe you have mothers here that are listening to what you're saying now, and maybe the child at your home has been suffering violence from family member, and she's not aware of that. Are there signs that they could click to the parents that something's wrong with my child? Okay, they don't know what, but for them to identify and easily, because sometimes the child is so much pressurized, even not only child, but even adults, they are pressurized, do not see anything, otherwise they have the under threatening and signs that not even a child, but a teenager that she's going
maybe something that can show if that person doesn't come out to say I'm harassed.
Yeah.
But maybe if a parent can see and just get something that maybe will tell,
identify,
and be like,
something.
maybe something strange is happening with my child, especially when they're home. You know those things.
Yes, thank you. That's a very important question because it is reminding me of two things. One, parents' closeness with their children. How do you observe your child? You know the nature of your child. You have an active child. If you see that there is a change in how they respond, if you see that there could be body changes for the girls, there could be a change in how they relate with you or their father, you could just see them so down, affected emotionally. So I encourage parents to be observant, especially the females, the mothers, because many times these things happen when the mothers are away or when there is a friction in their relationship. It happened so much in COVID. Man and woman have issues, the woman leaves, and the father takes advantage of that. Child. So parents, build a relationship with your children so that when they are abused, they can quickly get to you. When that relationship does not exist, it is very difficult for them to come and tell you. And then for the community, please be each other's keeper. You have your neighbor as a woman in the community. When you see her moods have changed, find out. Or when you hear noises, when you hear something strange, follow to find out whether you need to support a fellow woman. But you hear people saying, oh, I always hear that family. I always hear people. I think they always fight with their spouse. Abo balwana buli kiseera. Noliki kye tugamba kiri nti abazadde mubeene omukwano n'abaana bammwe. Naddala abaana b'obuwala. N'olwekyo baba bamu bamukozesezza oba kitaawe oba kojja oba omusomesa. Kijja mwangulira okuloopera nti maama waliwo yankozeseza oba yansobezzaako. Ate mu bitundu gye tubeera tugamba nti muyambe bannammwe bakyala bannammwe. Muyina ebibiina y'abakyala emusevingamu owesa naki. Munno takyajja. Oba omulaba munakuwavu kiki noonyereza ozuula ayinza okuba nga asirika naye ng'ali mu bulumi. Omusajja amukuba buli kiseera nga takyala na kitiibwa kye eky'obuntu ng'omukyala.
Okay, tukyali mu program The Women's Voice in just for a short commercial break. Wetukomawo tukyali ne mukulu o Byron's Mwanje agezaako okubeera nga atotola ensonga naddala okubeera nti nno omuntu ofunye otya obwenkanya naddala singa oba oli mu maka nga waliwo domestic violence, singa oba oli mu ssomero nga waliwo abakutuntuza, waliwo kati bano abantu abagala okugenda ebweru olw'obwavu buli mu ggwanga naye nga batunda abantu mu butamanya. So omuntu oyo afunye atya obwenkanya? Tukyali mu program The Women's Voice, twagala kubeera nga ebyo byonna tubinyonnyola n'okubitegeera obulungi ennyo. And when we return, you're going to be asking your questions and some views from your side. We shall get that feedback of our number 0755 977 977 just after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Tandika okunyumirwa ebiseera by'ebyegandalo ng'olaba emipiira gya Star Times UPL egitamu.
Water, please. Can I play with Momo?
No.
Hey, can I pay with Momo?
Here's our merchant
Oh, very good.
7 Mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I have come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
24/7 mu mutima gwa Kampala eno ye 97.7 Record FM tusabula hits all day.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100*21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable. MTN Momo's giving you a reason to enjoy the back-to-school season. Skip the long lines, annoying traffic, and running around with bank slips. Pay school fees and more using your mobile phone. Simply dial *165*80# and follow the prompts. Or use the Momo app. So what are you doing today? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Taisa bubi fabriki Chona chechiri chigwarwa Bulu magiki Bulu magiki is my choice Ono bulu magiki ye wange Ande bulu magiki is my choice Ono bulu magiki ye wange
No entertainment without BTV, giving you the entertainment you need. Series.
It's not going to happen.
Movies.
Why so serious? I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Music. Music and many more. Watch BTV on Star Times channel 242, antenna decoder, and 483 dish.
BTV. Just be.
Imanyanga. Yoba naliko ki. So tugenda kubeera nga tetwongera okunnyonnyoka ensonga ezo naddala biki abantu be bayitamu naddala gwe ali ewaka atuwuliriza obulungi ennyo kuba bino ebintu tubiraba mu society zaffe, but we always take them to be the normal things, and yet we are killing the society slowly but sure. So we are joined by Mr. Byron Mwanje and Madame Louisa is here to take us through till sawanya okubeera nga till we get more updates na ki ekigenda maaso naddala ku bintu bya injustices ebi happening mu ggwanga lyaffe Uganda. So Madame Louisa,
Yes, before you continue with what I was going to ask him, there is a question that came. The person says, when a child suffers an abuse, what are the consequences? And the other one is, what is the role of the parents to bring a child into his world? So if he can, as he briefly said in the beginning, the parents would be friends, the mother of the child.
Okay.
So now another one. If a woman suffers violence, can she pass it to her child by her frustration and then can influence the child to be someone else? Because once the mother suffers violence, if she's not to help it, she's going to have that frustration.
She's going to hustle with the trauma and pass it on
to the child.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if it is okay.
Thank you very much. You've asked very pertinent questions. Consequences of abuse to a child. Now, children by nature are raised to understand they have to be cared for. They look up to the adults who raised them. That is why the treatment given to them, the impression you give to them, how you raise them, what you model for them is what they become. So they look to their teachers, they look to their parents, they look to their elder siblings. So if an uncle becomes an abuser, it affects them so much. They become traumatized. They are confused that the person supposed to protect them has abused them. It affects their dignity. It affects so much. And in fact, that effect can have a long-term effect. That is why we do not only support them with going to court and getting justice, but the psychosocial bit is very important because they always feel that they are not as worthy as other girls because they recall. They tend to have challenges with how they view men because they will see every man as an abuser. They lose trust for any man or anyone. So it traumatizes them. It affects their plans and their hopes can be shattered. It has immense effects on the child. They may not recover psychologically. It might affect their performance in school. It affects their outlook about life. It makes them feel useless. So that's why we must do everything possible to prevent abuse of children. The role of children, the parents in upbringing children, our churches, our religious institutions, but even government, the laws and the constitution put an obligation for us as parents to take care of our children, to raise them, to ensure that they obtain their rights, right to education, right to proper well-being, being in a safe place. I think now homes are becoming unsafe because we are seeing many fathers, grandfathers, cousins and uncles abuse girls. So it's becoming unsafe, which is strange. So children must be raised in a safe place where they are given opportunity to become what they want to be. Any child, regardless of where they are, whether they're in Karamoja on the street, if you ask them, what would you want to become? They say, I want to become a lawyer. I want to become the next Chabazing. I want to become the president of Uganda. They all have the same hope, but it's the environment that affects them. So parents must ensure that they provide the best environment for their children to live out to their dreams. Can a parent who has been abused, a woman who have been abused, affect their children? Yes, it can become a vicious circle. In
like fact, a curse.
In fact, we found that many girls who were abused, their mothers told them, well, I went through the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
A woman who has been abused and does not get support will get used to the abuse. And when they get used to the abuse, they cannot tell their daughters anything different. They will say, this is how you're supposed to respond to men.
It's normal.
They will say, it's okay for a man to beat you. It shows that he loves you. So we are saying, no, it is important that we prevent violence as early as possible so that it does not become normal. A woman who is abused and does not help, there are many chances their children will also be abused and there will be a vicious circle. I found many girls who have been abused. Their mothers tell us that even this very child was a result of an abuse. So the mothers don't mind so much. They try a little bit. When there's frustration in the system, they say, well, after all, even this very child is a result of an abuse. So that is how bad it is.
Ndowooza abazadde mugezaako okubeera nga mutegeera ebintu ebimu bye mukola eri abaana bammwe nga gwe ogamba nti nange taata wammwe yampisa bw'atyo nga mbazaala so kati nammwe mulina okukirabako mulina okukitesitingako n'olowooza nti no bintu bya bulijjo wabula oyongera kwonoona mutima gwa mwana oyo omwana akula n'awulira nga yeetamwa ekintu ekiyitibwa obufumbo Norabanga omwala agamba, I don't need a man in my life. I can be myself, because they have the bad history about what the mom told them, that you're a result of rape, let's say. So the child starts to think, oh, so I'm a bastard somewhere, somehow, so I don't have value in this world. So nebaberanga bagwamu esubi bobe nyini nebanga tebasobola kweyongerayo maaso. There's a story that has been happening in Bukedde. I don't know if you've followed it. There's some trending video of a matron that got 2 kids of P1 and forced them to have sexual intercourse. These are young kids. But thank God, the judge, after some time, the head teacher of the school, that is a Cambridge Junior School, got to see the video and decided to report to the nearest police, and the police had to take over. These are kids of P1 approximately, that is 6 years, 5 years, 7. They know nothing about this kind of life. So the matron decided to force them to do something and recorded them and uploaded on internet. So the head teacher reported in an angle of the matron is trying to destroy my school. But then the police told him it's not about the school. This is very dangerous.
Yeah,
it's now the kids. Now the kids were telling a story. That's when the judge could not even wait for any situation. He was like, no. I don't even need any more evidence. I think in the law, when a child speaks something, you don't need more research and more whatever they do.
They don't have this mind that goes so.
Yes, because the child cannot lie.
Yes, cannot.
So the kids were telling the story that they were found in the dormitory, and then the matron was like, I want you to try out something. So
ordinarily in the law that we have, the law that we inherited from England, was that if there is a testimony by a child, it has to be corroborated. It has to be accompanied by the other evidence, because the child may not lie, yes, but they may think through the consequences of what they are saying. However, that has been changed over time. If a child can be truthful, if the child can be tested, there are certain ways to gauge the child, plus other additional evidence. Now there is a video.
Yeah.
So once there is other additional evidence, it helps. But this is a very good story that you are raising. It is also what we call online sexual exploitation. So you might find that this matron not only exploiting here, but by recording the video, there is money she's earning. And she's going to recruit other children to get used, and then they connect them to other men who are outside, away from Uganda. It is that far. That's why police say this is very serious. Forget even about the school reputation.
Of course, yeah,
this is a big abuse.
How many maybe this person has done? I mean, how many children they have? And as he said, receiving something, they may receive a lot of money to say this, because all over the world you have this type of crime. This type of crime.
So you raised a very important question earlier, and now I want also to raise it here. The role of parents to be vigilant. Where do you choose to take your child? Don't just take us to a school because they are performing well in PLE. And if you want to take a child to boarding school, first ask yourself, do you really need to take this child to boarding school when they are young?
Boarding school.
If you are not able, okay, but also make sure, where have you taken the child? How safe is it? Go and find out how the dormitories are. Inquire about that school's record. Have you heard of stories of homosexuality in that school? Find out. Don't just go by the fact that they perform well. All my friends' children went there. Be careful where your children go to school. When you visit them during visitation, observe them. There was a parent who said he learned the bad way. Whenever he would go to visit, he would see his boy moving in a certain shape. And he would ask, and the boy said, no, we're playing soccer, and he could not follow up. Several years later, I realized that the boy had been abused. From senior 1, when he was abused, by senior 6, when he had now left the school. So parents, don't just take food and celebrate, give money and so on.
They are saying all they need is money. They are very busy, so they send a child to boarding school and leave the
Let
child.
them take care of my
Abazadde
children.
mufeeyo nnyo eri abaana bammwe. Totwaze mwana ku ssomero kubanga likola amawulire, kubanga bakola bulungi. Faayo olaba abaana bo gye basomera. Sooka weebuuze, omwana nteekwa okumutwala mu kisulo. Bwe mba nteekwa okumutwala, kisulo ki kye mutwala? Tokoma wa headmaster, genda obuuze ebisulo biruwa. Ogenda olabe doomu efaanana etya. Metron oyo alina bisaanyizo ki? Metron afaanana atya alina abaana? mumanye mufeeyo kuba bwemutafaayo ensi gye tulimu mbi.
The reputation of a school. And what about the child? What about? And then again, they allow the world to raise their children. When they come on holidays, they don't know. I have heard my mother say, but my
uncle.
Yeah, my child. Yes, my child is so different. Of course, it's not close to you. It's being raised by someone else doing all wrong that they. So it's better to keep them. So you decided to have them. They didn't ask to come in this world. So it's your responsibility.
That's very timely, actually. P7 vacancies are back. And some parents are already planning on where to take them.
They're even ready to the uncles.
Yes.
And the uncles and the aunties.
Now, it is okay for them to go to uncles and aunties when you have planned. But you must know that the first responsibility of raising your child is for you, the parent. Teach them house chores. Teach them values. Those in P7 now are not like our time. They know so much. So speak to them, engage them, talk about their life, talk about the transition to secondary school. What are they? When girls are met with men, how should they respond? Because sexual violence has been normalized. And it starts with small things like a border man touching your bum or whistling at you or jeering at you. Those things should not be normal. You should train your child to say, when that happens, you can cancel the lift from the border. You can say, don't touch me. You can even tell the teacher, don't touch my butt. So that they are raised knowing that they have to protect themselves, protect their dignity, and speak out against men who abuse them.
Mwami Byrons Mwanje.
Yes.
Bonyonyole kintu ngecho. It has triggered something. There is something parents fear to talk about with their kids. Parents fear to talk about sexual education or sex education. A parent will be like, when is the right time to talk about this? The parent feels shy to say something to the child about sex. But we very much understand adolescence is around, there is say 12, 13. But then we have seen kids who have tablets, phones, internet, and now they know sex more than even the grown-ups. But this child is in P6 and knows everything. So Mwami Byrons.
Yes.
Omuzadde ayogeredde kyetuyita ekyobukaba oba ebintu byasobola okusomesa omwana we naddala ku nsonga ng'ezo cause tukirabye nga omwana yaga tryinga kyeyalabye.
Yes. Kakati ekigambo ky'okwegatta wakati w'omusajja n'omukazi Katonda yakituwa kirabo. Yatuwa n'ebitundu by'abasajja n'ebyabakazi ebyokwegatta. Naye nga kirina ekiseera kyakyo. Obukaba bujja kubanga kiba kibi, kiba kikyamu ekikoleddwa. Kati ebiseera ebisinga ffe to responding to consequences nga kimaze okubaawo rather than preventing. Buvunaanyizibwa bwo ng'omuzadde okuva ku myaka emito okumanya information ki gy'osaana okwogera n'omwana ku bikwatagana n'ebigambo bino ebyokwegatta. Ku buli myaka gye olina by'oyinza okuba ng'olina by'okola ki by'omugamba. Kuba kati nze muwala wange w'emyaka 6 yambuza lulira, Daddy, what is kissing? Nze kye nasooka okwogera nga ndi mu myaka nga 10 n'emeka. Omwana w'emyaka 6 bakyogera ne banne.
Nga kiri normal.
Can I pay? Can I kiss? N'olwekyo kitegeeza nti we must engage in conversation. Ate mu bamamanyi ogamba tonsiriwalira kogenda eri. Bw'okola bw'otyo omwana bw'abuuza ebibuuzo n'otakiddamu ajja kunoonya ansa ate ajja gifuna awakyamu. N'olwekyo bwe bakomawo babuuze kino kiraba otya, olinayo mikwano gyo, obeera otya n'abalenzi, bajja kubuulira. Bakola batyo nedda si kituufu. Bwe balaba emikolo gy'embaga bagamba nti olaba bano bagattibwa naye baamala kusoma, waliwo ekiseera kyakyo. Bw'aba adolescent yogera naye ebigenda okujja, ojja kufuna amabeere, ojja kuyita mu nsonga z'abakyala bwe zijja kulaba oti abalenzi bajja kusekerera. Tuteekwa okwogera ku nsonga zino, tuleme kuzirira basome mu biology nga byakuyita buyisi bibuuzo. Buvunaanyizibwa ffe abazadde okwogera ku nsonga zino. Ate mu era eno tuteekwa okukuuma social media. Omwana omuwesimu ku myaka emeka.
Social media is a problem.
Abaana bakomawo no baga, Daddy, DSTV is off. N'oteekako channel zonna tokontrolinze. N'abaana be baagala no balekera abakozi ne balaba movies ne balaba black blue movies, black red. Tuteekwa okwegendereza. We must have parental control, but we must engage in sexual education.
Okay, of
with
course.
Appropriate information at a given age.
Kale, edakika zo ziri mu kuddukanya ebula 17 okubeera ng'ate aziwera ssaawa 4. but allow us to go in for a short commercial break. But after, we're going to come back, and Mr. Byrons will be taking us through the challenges that they are facing and how they are trying to find out the solutions. Keep it the UG Breakfast Show, Akawowo. We are still in
program, The Women's Voice.
No entertainment without BTV, giving you the entertainment you need. Series.
It's not going to happen.
Movies.
Why so serious? I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Music. Music and many more. Watch BTV on Star Times channel 242, antenna decoder, and 48.
I know what I'm looking for. I'm sure I do. And it's definitely not that. First of all, the Arsenal jersey, really?
What is Arsenal? What is Arsenal? Just a way.
Hey. Ndi wa World Cup, sirina football team.
Luachi, olugwe lukunyiziza Arsenal jersey, aba Arsenal.
Abana ba Arsenal.
But
I do not think I'm ready to compromise my decision again. I am still standing on it. You are not my Mr. Right. No hard feelings, darling.
Catch Hello Mr. Right on Makula Chika every Sunday at 8 p.m. and repeat on Makula TV every Saturday at 8 p.m.
24/7 Mumutima gwa Kampala eno ye 97.7 Record FM tusabula hits all day.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
MTN Momo's giving you a reason to enjoy the back-to-school season. Skip the long lines, annoying traffic, and running around with bank slips, high school fees and more using your mobile phone. Simply dial *165*80# and follow the prompts. Or use the Momo app. So what are you doing today? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Taisa bubi fabriki Chona chechiri chigwa rwa bulu magiki Bulu magiki is my choice Ono bulu magiki ye wange Ande bulu magiki is my choice Ono bulu magiki ye wange
No entertainment without BTV, giving you the entertainment you need. Series.
It's not going to happen.
Movies.
Why so serious? I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Music. Music. music, and many more. Watch BTV on Star Times channel 242, antenna decoder, and 483 dish.
BTV. Just be.
97.7 Record FM. Record FM. Record FM. Record FM. To Sabla hits all day. All day.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant.
Oh, very good.
7 Mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I have come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial star 165 star 3 hash.
I know what I'm looking for. I'm sure I do. And it's definitely not that. First of all, the Arsenal jersey, really?
What is Arsenal? What is Arsenal? Just stay away.
Hey. And our World Cup, sitting a football team.
Luachi, olugwe lukunyiziza Arsenal jersey, Arsenal.
Arsenal. I do not think I'm ready to compromise my decision again. I am still standing on it. You are not my Mr. Right. No hard feelings, darling.
Catch Hello Mr. Right on Makula Chika every Sunday at 8 p.m. and repeat on Makula TV every Saturday at 8 p.m.
24/7 Mumutima gwa Kampala eno ye 97.7 Record FM. Record FM. To Sabla hits all day.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial star 100 star 21 hash or my MTN app for more bundles. Together,
sustainable justice systems have to be taken on by government. So those are some of the challenges. What are we trying to do? One of the things we do is collaborative casework. So we have our lawyers, we have our investigators, we have our social workers who work with government agencies to follow up specific cases through the system, to act as precedent cases, to show a community that it is possible to report a case and get justice. The other one is capacity building. We conduct trainings, we conduct mentorships, we conduct engagements between actors and the community, accountability mechanisms like court open days, mobile courts. We support such projects to ensure that the actors are impacted and they interface with the community on how they feel about their response. The other one is that we empower local leaders, LC courts, religious leaders, traditional leaders, because culture is very strong. So we engage culture. We engage the cultural leadership in Acholi and in Adola, as well as in Rwenzori.
Okay.
And we are making headway on policies they can make to protect women and children. The other thing we do is to empower survivors to speak out. We also do advocacy and campaigns. And then we also try to make data, to raise data analyze data from the findings that we make. We are currently going to do a baseline that we can measure what's the state of violence at this moment and what will be the impact of these interventions that we are planning to do.
Oh, so when he talks about campaigns and advocacy, I think even the media tours you're trying to do also help out.
And we are very grateful for this opportunity.
All right.
We just quickly here, we have the 16 days of activism.
Yes.
So is there anything that someone is going to do, an organization?
Thank you for raising that. 16 days of activism. 16 days starting on 25th November to 10th December this year. And these are days to raise activism against gender-based violence. And they concern all of us. So the national celebrations will be in Kiriandongo this week on the 25th. The theme is Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Children. So we must work together, communities, parents, religious institutions, government, to protect women. We must invest. So parents, take your girls to school, keep them in school, empower them, protect your children, and then let the law work. So those days are coming up. Wherever you are, you can raise awareness on gender-based violence. Speak up. And if you hear that there is a celebration at your district, like it will be in Kiriandongo, wherever it will be, please go and attend. Listen to the voices of these women who have suffered violence and challenge the actors and say, police, when we report our cases to you and the next day you have released the man, it affects us. We want to see you respond, have the man arrested. Let's say that he has gone to jail. Then other men will fear. So look out for those 16 days of activism. There is so much information on the internet and in the media. Find out about gender-based violence and do something about it.
Okay, so wano tufunyewo omukyala mukyala Irene tataddeko linnya lya kubiri agamba nti waliwo we tutuuka ne tuloopa naye abantu bo nga bo bekikwatako ne bakkiriziganya naye nga omusango mu society gutegerebwa ne poliisi nga gutuuseeyo ne batatuwa kiddako nti poliisi ezimu zirya n'enguzi mwe mukola mutya nga mmwe ekitongole kyammwe. How can you be of help?
Webale nnyo mukyala Irene obuuza ekibuuzo kikulu nnyo. Ezo ezimu ku nsonga ze nagambye capacity building. Tugezaako okwanaganya ebitongole bino engeri gye birina okufaayo bategeere nti omukazi bw'aba akubiddwa oba omwana nga asobezebbwako n'ogamba nti mutese ne taata w'omulenzi muba temukyafa ku bulamu bwa muwala ono muba muli ku byammwe byamalya ga nsimbi. Omuwala ono yasobeddwako obwonge buba busobeddwako n'ebyo ne bimukwatako kakati mwe muli mu kuteesa onootuwaayo mmeka. N'olwekyo kituufu omukyala kyayogedde byolusi bibeerayo naye osaanidde kukola ki? Tulina emitendera mu poliisi. Bw'ogenda ku police post ensonga yo ne batagifaako genda ku police station. Waliwo police station eri above the police post.
Waliwo buno poliisi w'ekyalo kati waliwo etwala zone
station. Yes, ezinga ku parish level awo. Station wo batekoze weyongereyo ku division. Division batekoze ogende ku region. For example kati region wane Kampala njoga nti ku Jinja Road waliwo regional office. E Kawempe eyo divisional office. Atenga station nene. Bonna bakubuzabuziza genda ku CID headquarters ekibuli. Waliyo office ekola ku byabakazi n'abaana bwogenda. Office ya waggulu kyekola ewandiika ebbaluwa ku office ya wansi nebalagira file bagireete bone basobola okutambuza. Era tulina naffe bangi betuyambye omusango gwali Kisoro gwali Karamojja nga baguvuganya
ne gubuliraawo
CID ne bagiyita file nekisoboka. N'olwekyo nyabo oyogedde ekintu obuuza ekibuuzo kikulu nnyo temuggwamu maanyi. Level bwekulemesa nga weeyongerayo waggulu. Ne DPP gwe bayita state singa bagamba nti state yalidde ssente omusango gwange yagucyanganyiza osobola okuwandika complaint ewa DPP ne banoonyereza ku file neddamu neekola ki
neerabika ne bagigoberera. Mu
kooti zaffe tulina appeal procedure. Kooti eya wansi bwe banga ekoze bubi n'olwekyo toggwamu maanyi nti gye twalaze tebaatufuddeko. Waliwo emitendera gy'oyinza okwogera okujulira.
Okay,
all right. So now we're about to finish. Okay, 1 minute, we're running out of time. However, I would like to please your phone number if they need to contact you, the phone number that they could call and find you and help.
Okay.
And help.
My personal is
that need to be your personal. Okay.
Okay, I'll give that at the end. Yeah.
So let me give me mine. We have the Women Action. Okay, we're a group of women that we give counseling for those who went through this. Maybe we even you were in some organization, but we help you to continue to move on through counseling, and then you do it for free also. Okay, you don't need to pay anything. So our number is 0200 902 714. 0200 902 714.
Okay, Women in Action bano basangibwa ku UCKG Church era nga enamba yabwe yesimu kosobola okuba ene namba eri toll free tebakusalako sente when you try to call them era nga enamba eri not
02
2
00
00
9
mwenda
0
noti
2
2
musanvu
musanvu
1
1
4 or our helpline 0776213731.
N'endala eri noti musanvu mukaaga
2
emu
3 musanvu 3 emu.
Women in Action also kubiranga ate obafuna mulunyo Madam Louisa abeerayo so omukulu Byron
njagala kutegeeza nti waliwo enamba eya government Ministry of Gender sauti bagita sauti bagita 116 namba eri 116 sauti kitongole kya government sauti kitegeeza nti koleze eddoboozi oba yogera olwekyo okuba enamba 116 eri toll free oba oli muwala oba mulenzi nga osobezeddwako oba omukazi atulugunyizibwa okuba enamba eyo kubanga ya Ministry of Gender naye yaffe ya office bw'obanga oyagala okuyamba okuyunga ku bitongole by'amateeka eri 0414 69 90 75.
So mukulu Byron's gwe tubadde naye olunaku olwaleero mukulu mwanje waliyo akatalekeka mu seconds ntono nnyo
kyenjagala ogamba kiri kimu olina omwana gw'olabanga asobezeddwako olina omukazi gw'olabanga atulugunyizibwa bayambeko bagende mu mateeka baloope ensonga zino temusirika bwe twongera okusirika tujja kuleka ensi yaffe ng'eyonooneka. Let us not be silent to violence. Let's speak out against violence so that we can bring it to an end.
Okay, thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. Till next Wednesday, same time 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It has been the Women's Voice mu program the UG Breakfast Show. Brandon Shafsi jakusuka kwa kwa waneno tukwatagane onako rencha saa 12 apaka sawa nya ezokumacha. Thank you.
The program.
I know what I'm looking for. I'm sure I do. And it's definitely not that. First of all, the Arsenal jersey, really?
What is Arsenal? What is Arsenal? Just a way.
And do a World Cup, sitting football team.
Luachi, or where rukunyiziza Arsenal jersey, Arsenal.
I do not think I'm ready to compromise my decision again. I am still standing on it. You are not my Mr. Right. No hard feelings, darling.
Catch Hello Mr. Right on Makula Chika every Sunday at 8 p.m. and repeat on Makula TV every Saturday at 8 p.m.
24/7 mu mutima gwa Kampala eno ye 97.7 Record FM tusabula hits all day.